Hey everyone, it's Malik Fortier from Reality Rangers podcast, and we are moments away from the finale of Traitors Canada Season 3, and I thought I would do a little game, a little challenge, and give my predictions right before the episode, and then right after the episode I would film me kind of reacting to them and seeing if I was right in some aspects, if I was wrong. I think I'm going to be more so wrong than right because this season has been so unpredictable and I don't know where it's heading. Like each week something happens where I'm like, I did not anticipate that. Alright, so I think the person who will be getting 9th place this finale will be Sarah Nicole. I think what will happen first is Dom is going to accept that blackmail recruitment from Coco because at this point, what does he have to lose? He was already seen as kind of like a fool for like falling for Venus's, showmance. And so I think a lot of people won't see him being a traitor coming. They won't see it coming. I think he'll accept that. And then what's best for Coco and Dom's game, but specifically Coco's game, is to get rid of Sarah Nicole. She has shown time and time again that she's not letting that little inkling of Coco being a traitor go. So if Coco wants any path to the end, she needs to get rid of Sarah Nicole, and I think now's the perfect time. She does not have a shield. It's the end game. It's now or never. So I think Sarah Nicole is going to get 9th place. Next, this is a long shot, but I think Meredith could be the 8th placed next person banished. This is like, I don't know, it could be wrong because people might say, oh, she survived that round table against Venus. Venus was a traitor. That kind of clears her. Not necessarily. In the preview, we do see her slip up and say, oh, as a traitor, I'm having a lot of fun. Oh, Jamal catches that. I think he's going to take that and he's going to run with it. And he's going to try and campaign against Meredith. It could be that Meredith was a recruit, right? Some people might think that Meredith was a recruit after her defending herself at the round table last episode. So I think she could go home if Jamal, Lisette, and the 2 traitors, Dom and Coco, vote for her. I mean, that is 4 out of 8. They would need one more person, like a Hollywood. Or there could be the dagger. That twist could show up in this season. And that would give them an extra vote. I think Dom would totally go for that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm putting down Meredith as the 8th placer. Now for 7th place, I think this would be our last murder of the season, if that's the format they're going for. And I think, why don't we do everything in pairs? I think Shala goes out after that. I think they should be the final murder that the traitors do. I think it makes sense because they are smart, they're perceptive, they're persuasive at the round table. We just saw them be a big pusher of Venus going home. And so, yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like season 2 where Nick and Kira went out back-to-back. I think Meredith and Shala are going to go out back-to-back. That's my prediction, at least. And then the final round table, 2 people will be going because you need to get to 4 for the Fire of Truth. I just don't see Lisette and Jamal making it that far. They don't have a winner edit. They don't have the edit of people that are going to win as, like, trusted faithfuls. So I'm just putting them down here because I don't know where else they would go. We also didn't see a lot of Lisette in the final trailer for the finale, so I mean, that could be that she's murdered first, but I don't know why the traitors would do that, so I say she's just like a mid-game banishment. And so that leaves Dom, Coco, Hollywood, and Kara at the final 4 in the Fire of Truth. And this is an interesting scenario because it's 2 traitors and 2 faithful. And you may be saying, oh, how can the faithful even come back from that? I think there's a shot. I think if anyone could do it, it's Hollywood. Hollywood has proven to be one of the most perceptive, smart, savvy players we've seen in the Traitors. And I think he could get out of that hole. See, if Dom gets a little cocky, I think he could throw Coco under the bus. I think out of the 2 of them, I think Dom has more trust with the other faithfuls remaining than Coco because Coco had those instances of traitor-on-traitor violence early on in the game. So I think people will revisit that. So if they get Coco out first and they choose to banish again, I think Hollywood would maybe stick with Kara. I think he could clock that Dom is a traitor and the way he changes after he gets recruited. So that could leave us with a Hollywood and Kara win, which I think would be super fun. It would be the first faithful win in Traitors Canada franchise history. Will that happen, though? I don't know. That's one of the 3 scenarios I see playing out. Number 2, I think Dom and Coco could take it to the end. They could maybe get rid of Kara and then get rid of Hollywood. I mean, they could end it with Hollywood, but no one ever ends it at 3. It's not strategically smart to end it at 3. But I think in that instance, Dom would hold all the cards and he would be either, splitting the money with Coco, or he could take it all for himself. I don't know what Dom would do there. But the third scenario I think would be the most funny is if they got Coco out first and then Dom votes to banish again. I don't know. I think maybe he would do that. And I think he could maybe convince Hollywood to get Kara out and then ride it out. Because I think Hollywood and Dom are pretty close at this point. So unless Hollywood clocks that Dom has been recruited, it could end with just Hollywood and Dom. And it would be a repeat of the last 2 seasons. And we would see one faithful, one traitor, and Dom would take it. The prospect of Dom winning this season is kind of crazy to me because he wasn't really a big player for a majority of the game, in the sense that, we didn't see his perspective when it came to strategy. We saw him all flirting with Venus or, doing well in the challenges, but it would be a fun surprise. And it would be also hilarious. No shade to Hollywood, but he dogged so much on season 2 at these roundtables, and it would be funny to see him kind of replicate Trana's trajectory in the game, with him being the final faithful that lost to the remaining traitor. So yeah, those are my predictions. It's one of, I don't know how many combinations, there could be hundreds that will play out tonight, but we will see. I think my final scenarios are pretty fun, and they'd be fun to watch play out. So yeah, we'll see. I guess I'm going to be signing off for the before portion and tossing it over to the after portion. This is me after the finale of Traitors Canada Season 3. Spoiler alerts, obviously. And wow, what a finale that was. 10 out of 10, no notes. No notes in the sense that, I have no negative feedback, but I do have a lot of notes on the episode. So let's just jump right into the placements and what I got right and what I got wrong, dead wrong, because most of it was wrong. So first of all, not even about the placements. Dom refused the blackmail. That took me for a loop. That basically screwed up all my predictions. Bold. I don't think we've ever seen somebody be successful in the game after rejecting a recruitment. That normally doesn't happen, but we will see. Shala is in fact recruited. This is surprising. I was always wondering, what would it be like if one of the couple was a traitor? We kind of saw that last season with Nick and Kira, but this is different. This is more nuanced, especially this late in the game. Kara is murdered, not Sarah Nicole. They were thinking about Sarah Nicole. I think they should have done that, but I think Kara is a good murder because she seems as such a solidified faithful, so it works. It works. Sarah Nicole is banished at the first round table of the finale. That surprised me. She kind of had a major fall from grace this episode. There was little hints at it last episode, but this, I don't know, with the crying, I guess the game was really taking a toll on her. Hollywood was looking at her more and more. Dom, Sarah Nicole, who would have guessed that she went out at a banishment and not a murder? Not me, obviously. Then Jamal was murdered. I was thinking, I think that's the right move. I would have thought he'd be a banishment, not a murder. But I think it was right for Coco and Shala to do that. And, okay, this part I kind of did get right. Meredith and Shala went out back-to-back at the round table. At the final 2 round tables, there was a tie. Again, another tie. Because there was a tie at the last vote. Because, of course, this is Traitors Canada Season 3. There needs to be that many ties. But the one tie went out first. But whatever. So, yeah, we had Hollywood, Dom, and Lisette voting for Meredith. And then Coco, Meredith, and Shala voting for, I believe it was, Dom. Coco, the queen of the vote flip, flips her vote. Meredith gets sent packing, and then Shala, I believe it's unanimous, goes right on after her. And they get sent off. They don't get to reveal that they were a traitor. And then we're off to the Fire of Truth. Okay, I got 3 out of 4 people at the Fire of Truth. It's Coco, Lisette, Hollywood, and Dom. I thought it was Coco, Cara, Hollywood, and Dom. I mean, I'm pretty close, right? I was pretty close. But I thought going into this that Coco and Dom would be traitors, when in fact it's just Coco. So that's a key difference. That changes things. This finale was so crazy. I'm not going to go into too much detail because we'll be talking about it on the podcast, but we end up with Coco being the first person voted out at the Fire of Truth. She played a great game. I have to applaud her. Like, she faced so much adversity, and she made it this far. She should be proud of herself. Lisette goes out in third. There wasn't much she could do at this point. I do feel bad for her. And then Dom and Hollywood do end up in the final 2, and they both win as faithfuls. The first faithful win in Traitors Canada franchise history. I'm proud of them. I did think this was a possibility, but I also, in my prediction, I said that Dom would be maybe a traitor. I'm happy that they ended the game as faithfuls. I think they had a great partnership in the game, and I really do think Hollywood deserved to win. He played, I think, the best out of everyone in the game this season. He's one of the best traitors players, like whether that be faithful or traitor. Like, he was pulling the strings the whole game. It did help that he had a lot of shields. Like, he got another one this episode too, but if I had to give my predictions a rating, I'd say I'd give them a B+, because in the end, the final 2 people were right. I got 3 out of the 4 finalists. Was I right in the general outcome of a traitor winning? No. But I think we're all winners when this is the product that we're left with. When Traitors Canada 3 has its finale and it's this great, you can't be mad. So yeah, that was my predictions versus reality for the finale, and we're going to be talking about it more on the pod.